Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt. A lot of new subscribers lately, so if you're new here, welcome. And what took you so long? I've been waiting. Now you're finally here, let's freaking do it. Pretty much covers that. I've accepted a challenge, and tonight I'm telling you the only 5 whiskeys that you need to have open at your house. The bourbon junkies were like, hey, we made our list. Let's hear your list. And I was like, I got a list. And here's the order of my list that it's in. It goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie. Andre from Outkast, Jada Corrupt, Nas, and then me. In this industry, I'm the cause of a lot of envy. So if I'm not on that list, that shit does not offend me. This super smart article said that you only need 5 whiskeys open at a time. A daily drinker, a cheap mixer, an impress your guest pour, a special occasion pour, and something special. Let's dive into my list. Before I get into this list, I'm gonna need you to hit the like button. I'm gonna need you to hit the subscribe button, and then after this is all over, I need you to comment telling me why you regret doing both of those things. The first category of the whiskey you need is a daily drinker. Old Grandad 114 in a Kentucky Owl bottle is my daily drinker. Take whatever your daily drinker is and you pour it in the fanciest bottle. Took my daily drinker, poured it in this son of a bitch. America, America. Why? Pretty easy and obvious. If this is your daily drinker, something that you drink every single day, it just tastes so much better poured out of something awesome. That way, every day it feels like you're treating yourself. Because you deserve it. You glorious son of a bitch. Old Grandad 114 is like $24.99 here in the terrifying state of Connecticut. It's got an old man on the label who's 114 years old, and it's 114 proof. Do you talk to your old granddad every day? If the answer is no, you can go ahead and change that by purchasing this biatch. My everyday drinker goes to Old Grandad 114. I'm not as good as they are. They're good at spinning and flipping shit. I'm good at shitting my pants. Or almost shitting my pants, but not. Next category, impress your guest. The guest comes over. He's like, oh, it looks like you only have 5 bottles of bourbon. What are you, a loser? And you're like, no, you idiot. I only need 5 bottles of open bourbon at one given time. Idiot. And he's like, well, what's that on the shelf right there? I think that interests me. And you say, I knew that it would. That's why I chose it to be my bottle to impress the guest. And that bottle is this. Henry McKenna 10-year. Single barrel bottled in friggin' bond. This son of a bitch is 100 proof. It's 10 years old. It's aged well. You can sip it neat. You can put it on some rocks. If you don't like your guest, but you want to enjoy this, just do this. You know, here, read this, and then tell me when you're done so you can leave. But seriously, this is a good guest bourbon because it is a super de-duper award-winning bourbon. This is like $40. You can get this for like $40, $45. It's a good bottle to have on your shelf for when company rolls around. You can also impress them by telling them that this won Best Bourbon in the World in 2018. And then it won Best Bourbon and Best Whiskey in the World in 2019. If you want to impress your guest, just say those words, pour this shit into that shit, cheers it up with them, drink it down, get a little slammered, and then be like, it's not that good though. It fooled you. But still, it's pretty good. Third category, a cheap mixer, Fighting Friggin' Cock. 103 proof, Heaven Hill Distillery. Used to have a 6-year age limit, doesn't anymore, don't care, love it. This is good enough to be sipped neat if you're a gangster like me, but also fantastic in a cocktail. Let's make a cocktail right now with it, shall we? Flip it. America. First step of making a fighting cock cocktail is you take some Old Grandad 114 and then you pour some fighting cock in it. 2-to-1 ratio. And there you have Old Grand Cock. That is glorious. Oh man. $14.99 in the murder capital of my world, Connecticut. He's got ruffled feathers. You can see right there. They're ruffled, and so am I. And by ruffled, I mean shwasted. The fourth category is something special, like the weekend pour, or like the holiday pour, or the pour you don't pour as much as your daily drinker, but you pour it once in a while to sit and enjoy. It's Friday night. The kids are passed out finally. It's like midnight. The wife stopped giving you grief. She fell asleep. You just kind of sit back in your Wayfair chair, try to get comfortable. You wiggle in, and you're like, well, tonight's not an old Granddad 114 night. And this week was a real fighting cock. So what should I pour myself to make me forget about all the struggles, difficulties, and just forget about my life? Something special bottle. I tried everything in my powers to come up with something different. What could I possibly pick different? But this $60 son of a holler. Holler is the best $60 bourbon on the planet. It's Elijah Craig barrel proof. This is super enjoyable. It's aged 12 years. It's proof through the roof. It's palate coating, patented technology, I would imagine that's what it is unparalleled in a bourbon at $60. This is the bee's knees, the cat's ass, the chicken's dickin'. This is something that you can just pour in a glass, sit and enjoy and love. The fifth and final category is a special occasion bottle. It's a super special occasion. You nailed dinner. You hit 3 numbers on the Powerball ticket. You got pulled over and only got ticketed for 5 over instead of 10. Your wife told you that she loved you for the 3rd time. Your dog's breath is getting better. Your 3-year-old only pissed the bed 4 times today. The debt collector gave up and sold your debt to another debt collector. The cashier rang up 5 bananas instead of 6. The check engine light went off in your car. Your boss didn't fire you today. For these special occasions, you need a special pour. And that special pour, Kentucky Owl Rye, $150 to $199 USD. All the other whiskeys on my list have been bourbons. So when it's time to bust out the special occasion bottle, you want it to be fantastic and also different. The rest of my list was bourbon, 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 bourbon. But the special occasion pour is a super fancy, awesome, delicious, high proof, high flavored profiled, patented pecker tickling technology rye whiskey from Kentucky. And it doesn't sucky. It's really good. Let's run down the list again, shall we? Daily Drinker, Old Grandad 114. Impress Your Guest, Henry McKenna, Bottled and Bond. Cheap Mixer, Fighting Cock. Something Special, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. And your special occasion whiskey, Kentucky Owl Rye. If this isn't the best list on the planet, then tell me what's your list, Janet? The Bourbon Junkies challenged me to make my list. Well, guess who I'm challenging next? Destination Bourbon, Michael Klein, Prime Time Klein. What's your list? Do you even own a Daily Drinker? Do you even own a cheap mixer? You might want to hit up Opperman's Cork and Ale, the finest whiskey shop in mid-Michigan, to maybe pick up a Daily Drinker, or maybe pick up a cheap mixer, because guess what? You can't mix Eagle Rare 17 into everything. You're bougie bitch. To see what Michael Klein puts on his list, go over to Destination Bourbon on YouTube and watch for his video. Make sure to hit subscribe on his channel after you've hit subscribe on my channel. My name is Matt and this is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on challenging people to make lists that will cause other people to argue with them, in turn creating tension and possible fights.